But from what I've heard, you have a big YouTube channel, which is bigger than mine content-wise. And when we look at all your different videos, it's not necessarily in the pattern that I use. Basically, what I use is CPA marketing, everything on that topic. When I look at your channel, it would make significant more money. And how is it that you do that?
Well, I've been studying your channel, and because you're growing so fast, so like of course I'm learning from you as well, and you're learning from me, vice versa. But um, I'm focusing on like passive income strategy. So basically programs that will make me like after every single month I'll just keep getting money. So like
Yeah.
and ClickFunnels, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
but just growing those passively is really important for me right now. So that's why I'm focusing on my channel. But also just making sure that I'm including things that interest people so that the channel continues to grow. Because how-tos, I mean, they're great, but they don't really grow channels. Like those clickbaity titles grow channels.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like I've used those kind of titles in the past to get those views. But overall, could you give us some recommendation on programs that you use yourself?
Yeah, so I've been more focused lately on the research behind what people are actively typing on YouTube. So I use a tool called vidIQ, and basically what I have the pro version. So basically I can go in there and look at the keywords that people are actively looking for on YouTube. So for example, if I am interested about just an autoresponder, right? Like just a generic keyword autoresponder, I can go in there and see, all right, 50,000 people are looking for the best autoresponder for marketing.
Yeah.
Now I can make a video on that, because you want to make videos where people are already looking for the content rather than just guessing if they're going to look for it. And that's how you can kind of grow your views passively or organically, just driving that traffic that's already there, being entered, and just making content based on that keyword.
So in that sense, would you, because it's basically you rank your videos for certain keywords that you did from keyword research, would you care about the subscribers at all? The count or what they like?
I mean, not really. I mean, sometimes I look into that, but
Yeah.
I more about like what people are searching for. It just makes more sense. Also, like a lot of people, for some reason, for my channel specifically, a lot of people don't really like my engagement rate. Like most of my views come from new people, not from my current subscriber base. So I'm just looking at the data, and what the data is telling me is like new people are finding me through that research that I'm doing. I'm trying to think of ways to get my audience to actually engage, because I have almost 3,000 subs. And I mean, it's just a testing game. So I'm testing a lot of different things like thumbnails and content, obviously. So yeah.
So when, like, you know, I like data, right? Doing the CPA marketing, the trackers, the data, it's my thing. I am heavily invested in the YouTube analytics. So based on the videos, how many of your non-subscribers would the percentage be? So your view time against non-subscribers and subscribers.
I think non-subscribers is 70%. I think last time I checked, and then subscribers is 30%. So I don't. I gotta check to see if that's accurate. But last time I checked, it was about there.
So would you say just people, your subscribers don't like you, or
I don't know.
not the case?
That's the thing. It's like I always get emails, people saying, like literally, like every morning I check my emails, and it's like, oh my god, that video was so great, thank you. Like I get people asking me questions, and people actually on my older videos, people commenting like, oh, this is so cool. But when I post a new video, people are not commenting as much. So I'm testing like giveaways and stuff like that, which is fine. Like I don't really care about the comments, because I know like it's a long-term, like YouTube is a long-term game, right? Like, so I know the views will come, I know subscribers will come, and I'm growing my channel organically. So I'm not doing anything, like some people will suggest using different tools to kind of increase your retention rate and all that stuff. Well, what I'm doing is like strictly organic. I'm not using any type of programs to enhance my views or likes or comments or anything like that. So it's a little different, but.
Well, I would say that's the way to go too. I've heard about getting the view time up, but it's going to disturb your real data. I think that's very important. If you use bots and all that shit to manipulate the algorithm, that's what you're doing. it's like black hat strategies is never long term, because white hat all the way in that case. Well, I can't really say that 100% because when I look at my own Facebook ads, it's not kind of like that, but I know that's like more churn and burn kind of style.
Yeah.
When I look at my Facebook ads, what I think is interesting compared to what I thought was the most interesting thing, because I got into YouTube thanks to you talking about your revenue, your numbers, and that was what interested me. So when I look at when I got the monetization like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, you got it so fast. Fuck you.
Yeah, I got it real fast. So they approved me real fast. Everything happened real fast along that way. But when I looked at total revenue wise compared to like the prank videos, if you look at those prank videos, I think the 1,000 impression for paid ads is like not even $2.
Yeah.
And for me, it's $32.
Right.
So the highlighted worth of your audience is so much more significant, which we small time players, like I think I'm up to $1,000 a month right now in my second month.
Right.
Which for me is not that significant, right? But I think for anybody beginner building your own YouTube channel, it is very significant, especially if you would, let's say, the videos I like to see is not the expert who talk about the way they are experts, right? I like actually the guys who talk about their journey. Yeah. So I like these guys who try, let's say, my free step training. I don't sell anything in that, but they take it, they make a video about it, and they fucked everything up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's great, because you show that it's not easy. You show it's not difficult. It's way more relatable.
Right.
And what happens, the audiences grow really fast that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, journey videos are really, really good. I actually did a journey series talking about like just replicating Trey Llewellyn's like one of the one funnel away things, and that worked really well for me.
Yeah, that's a ClickFunnels thing, right?
Yeah. So I did like a day by day, like basically a training, like showing people like this is how you could do it potentially. Yeah. So it worked really well. So I'm gonna be doing more of that. Definitely like walkthroughs and kind of showing people like how to do certain things, like basically holding them by the hand type of thing. A lot of people, they're like, oh, this is so cool, but like I don't know how to do it. So when you hold them by the hand, they're really grateful for that, I think.
Yeah, so basically the follow along kind of thing. You show everything how it's done, but you don't even know if that's the right way.
Right.
Real life experience, so to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, when I look at your overall channel, you have, so we spoke it at the beginning, right? So I have really narrowed down into one specific topic and just hammer out videos on that.
Yeah.
And you're quite diversified, following your direct goal to revenue. So I would say for me, it's YouTube is part of my strategic plan for my audience, basically. And for you, it's more direct revenue, right? Would you change that? Would you change that in the future, or would you let it remain the same?
Good question. I think I like the idea of like, cause my channel is Jelani the Marketer. So I like the idea of just talking about different marketing strategies, because I really do enjoy talking about strategy. I really like thinking about different things and seeing how different things work and how you can incorporate these techniques and methods and strategies, no matter where you're from. Like this is something that, anyone can do. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to change just because I like the branding idea of it. Just like being someone that really is all about marketing, even though I know niching down is probably the better way to do it. And you probably will get more of a targeted audience that way. But I think I like the strategy too much. And I like the idea of creating tutorials and then those tutorials paying me back later down the line.
So if you would give, because for most people, the building and the strategy part is the hard part, right? The thing that gives them fulfillment in their journey is money, the revenue which is attached to it, right? So if you would give your top 3 affiliate programs, how would you rank them?
I would first of all use the program, because I think a lot of people like want to make a video or like to talk about something that they don't use, and it doesn't come off as authentic. So when you're using a program, you're you become a mini expert, right? Because you know a lot about the program, you use it. Most people may not use it to the level that you use it. So you come across as the expert. So when you're able to come off as the expert, it's just easier for you to talk about. So once you get to that point,
Yeah.
you can then break down the program into different, like different topics, right? Like there's all different types of things you could talk about that someone on YouTube, if you do the research, is looking for. And then, you know, if you give them that value, you could say like, hey, check out this little mini training I have, or hey, sign up underneath me and, you know, I'll offer you whatever bonus, right? But when you come off as that authority figure, it's just easier to sell programs because people believe that you are someone that understands the program in and out, and you do because
Yeah.
you use it. So if you have three, you just want to, I would say, just take some time to get familiar with it. You don't have to be like super, you know, you don't have to be the most, I guess not, you don't have to be a super user, but you have to get to a point where you feel really comfortable talking about it on screen. And then I would break it down based on what people are searching for, and then make videos, different types of content for those videos, because you can make different titles for different things, right? Just change the title and make the video. Like I literally have.
So yeah. So basically, I wanted to move into a different direction. So I'm going to trigger you with some very interesting questions.
Go, bro.
Would you say that if you are one step ahead of the group, you can teach the group?
Yes, I do. I think
All
so.
right. So that's what I did in the beginning. I felt like right now, I think I've built up some more authority.
Yeah.
What would you think about the people who are one step ahead of the group, but sell their expertise, which we would call fake gurus right now, which is all over the place. It's happening. Fake Lamborghinis, fake houses, fake bitches. What do you think about that?
So here's the thing, like I used to really like the idea of faking it till you make it, but it's just too crazy these days, and I don't think that that's the right way to go about building your brand, right? Like when you build your brand off fake and you're not authentic, then it's
Yeah.
just going to be harder for you later down the line to convey or to convince someone that you are authentic. Once you get to that point, it's just hard to you to kind of transition from that person who was faking it into the person that is actually real. So I would say just do the hard work. There's no magic pill. Everyone thinks there's some magic thing that you can take or do, but the work is what gets you to that point of being authentic.
Right.
There's no shortcut. It's just you have.
Yeah. So what would you say that you do to remain authentic?
I
Because
think.
there's a lot of affiliate marketers on YouTube who present good content about marketing perspectives.
Yeah.
However, your videos get quite a bit of views.
Not everyone. I mean, some of them get pretty decent views. I think that I built a reputation online that my story is consistent. I don't lie. I don't have to lie. I've worked with some pretty influential people by doing the work, by actually, you know, putting those long hours in and like
Yeah,
studying.
just throw some names around. Who are those people?
Dan Locke and
All
Alice.
right, repeat it again. Who's that again?
Dan Locke.
All right, nice.
Yeah, and some other people, but like just like being in the marketing space, but also being just someone that people look up to and people will go to you for help, and you're not asking for anything else. Like you're not asking for money for their, you know, to give help.
Well, I think that's the biggest part. Before, I would say people get smarter. I can honestly say I built a YouTube channel. I built my Facebook group. It's right now more than 3,000 people. I built it to sell. I built it to sell. I wanted to sell shit in the end. However, that was not my main interest. I provide so much free content that when I opened up my first mastermind, it sold out in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I had 2 weeks, and it sold out in 2 days.
Yeah.
I onboarded people when it was sold out because everybody else would be disappointed.
Right.
The structure of giving, you know, the value first, and then even if people don't buy, it's okay because I just had the intention to help, and I'm happy that I helped. So I would say, like, you have the YouTube channel, which is free. For me, it's a little bit different. It's connected to a Facebook group, which is free, which has a free training, basically showing the basics of what I do. All free. If you want more, then you pay. There's no course, but still there's some feedback at a certain extent, right? You have the coaching, you have all those things. But I think where people go wrong is that they sell and then provide value, which it should be the other way around.
Right. Yeah.
Especially if you're like an army of fake gurus out there. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult. It would also be a situation of trust.
Right.
There's some people you just like, you just have a good connection with.
Absolutely.
And there's a
Absolutely.
lot of people who I think like, how can you believe this? When I watch these YouTube videos, I'm like, it's so obvious. This guy doesn't want to teach you anything. He's just trying to sell you his course. And
Right.
especially people who do maybe, well, right now I'm doing big revenue, right? But let's say you do $100 a day, but you sell $1,000 course. That's not in balance to what you're teaching or
Right.
what you could obtain.
Right.
Which is, I think that's so interesting. So I think I made a big mistake by offering our mastermind too cheap. But for me, it was an experience. So the best guy, we're halfway to mastermind right now, and the best guy is going to make his money back triple or 4 times probably when the mastermind is done,
Nice.
which is amazing because apparently it's working really well. But on the other end, I was like, maybe I should have asked more money, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's the one thing I like, especially with YouTube and stuff. You put out content, and the community will let you know if it's shit or if it's great.
Right.
So, well, you must have experienced this. Every video I put out gets like 2 instant dislikes. Like it's a subscriber who has the alarm bell on, so they get notified just to dislike my video.
Yeah.
And all I can do is laugh, right? It's
I
just,
had one of
I
those.
appreciate that the haters are there.
Yeah, I think I have one of those. He hasn't done it in a few weeks, but it was a point where like as soon as I post a video, dislike. I'm just like, wow, you have no
Yeah,
life.
it's okay. Like, especially, the hate comments. It's all part of the game. And I see so many people get discouraged by it that
Right.
as soon as you have haters, you know you're doing something right because you're getting attention, even if it's just the smallest bit. And people always ask, like, you see these guys, like, what's this guy called? He just worked with Dan Locke. Kevin David? Yeah, right?
Yeah, Kevin David. He's pretty
Is
big.
that his name?
Yeah.
Like the marketing ninja guy?
Yeah.
So he has I think 300,000 subscribers or something. He has the 10 Comma Club award. He has an entire team. And like, how am I going to compete with this guy on building a YouTube channel, or even with Dan Locke, 1 million subscribers?
Right.
And the thing is, he's not you, right?
Exactly.
So they teach because they are authorities. You can teach by documenting your own journey.
Yep.
And say like, hey, look what I did. People need to relate to you. People don't relate to Dan Locke. They just buy his knowledge, but there's no feelings there. And I would
So
say that's a big part of interest.
So I was speaking at this. I got interviewed like a week ago. One of the questions, like it was like a big Facebook group about like all these IT CEOs, so like people who like have
Oh, really?
companies or whatever. Yeah, and I was talking about YouTube, and one of the guys is like, "Well, why would I make videos? Like, and how can you compete with other people that are making the same videos as you?" And I said the exact same thing. I'm like, people resonate differently with different people, so like just because there's a video out there about affiliate marketing doesn't mean that you can't make another video about affiliate marketing, because the content, one, is going to be different, and two, the person's going to be different. So
Yeah.
like you can't just assume that you're not going to be able to make a video or enter YouTube because there's thousands upon thousands of different videos in your niche. It doesn't matter. Just people like different people.
And what would you say about the pattern? So what I notice is as soon as I do a video every day, the algorithm favors my videos.
Yeah.
As soon as I skip 1 or 2 days, usually if I skip 2 days, then for the next day, my views are down.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you work with that? Or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I post every single day. So yeah, I agree. Like I try to post every day. I post a video every day for the last 40-ish days. There was one day where
Nice.
I didn't post because of some situation, but other than that, I've been posting every day, and I have seen growth. So like my daily sub averages was like about 6 before that, which is not that good, and I doubled it to about 12 now. So, and I'm trying to double that again. So I'm trying to hit 24 subs a day. But again, there's just organic growth. It's a slow game, but
Well, for some, it's a fast game.
For some like you, it's a fast game, depending on what you're talking about. Um,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah. But
But
again,
I also put in a lot of effort, I would say, right? Like I never
yeah,
thought it would you told me like, oh, it's not easy, it's going to take a lot of effort. And I was like, man, just one video a day. But it's all good when you want to record. But you
yeah,
also have to do the videos when you don't want to record.
yeah,
So this morning I did half an hour of live training and I noticed it was just recording my face and not the screen. So once I was done with sharing, I was like, fuck. I didn't even because yesterday I was doing a review and I was like, man, this fucking sucks. Now I have to do it again. So I was like, Jelani better show up for the interview so I can post this tonight.
I have done that before. Where like literally I filmed like a 30-minute video and the sound's off. Like you can't even hear me.
Man, it's so frustrating, but
Yeah,
it's
but
still so fun.
it's so
It's still
like
funny.
those things are like when those things happen, it's just like a part of the game. You gotta just like
So what would you say other than that? Because I think we could go to the next topic, but for your YouTube gear, right? So I would say, oh no, answer me two questions, yeah? First, how many subscribers do you have right now?
hmm,
Because that's what people want to know. Around 2.5, right? 1,000.
2,955.
Damn, that's sweet. How much does that pay you on average?
Like depends on the month, but probably like 2 grand extra a month.
Per month?
Yeah, about there.
All right, that's sweet.
Yeah,
So for me,
including AdSense and then like affiliate program.
oh no, I mean only AdSense, right?
Oh, only AdSense.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
I
everything.
was like, man, you're doing your baller like 2K. That's good, man.
No, only AdSense. It's not that much for me. It's like $200 a month extra, something.
Well, it's still worth it. And I mean, like,
Yeah, it's free money.
how long did it take you to build the channel?
um,
Since you've been doing like one video a day.
yeah. I mean, when I first started, I first started this YouTube channel about almost 2 years ago. But
Okay.
there was a time where I didn't post for like 6 months, literally.
Yeah.
So, um, it's honestly for me posting every day, or like really going all in. It's only been a few months, with this specific channel. Um, but since I've posted every day, I've seen significant growth. Like I went from I'm growing about like I said, 10 subs a day. So I'm going about 300 subs a month, and it's pushing that now. It's going up higher.
Nice.
So ever since I started posting and like taking it seriously and like really, putting some time into the thumbnails and looking at the click-through rate and looking at the data, doing the research. Like I said, this is all stuff that I really started taking seriously about like a month and a half ago, where I was just like, you know what, I need to really just focus on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
obviously a gold mine. Like it's obviously something that's paying me. It's something that a lot of people have seen me on. Like, so why am I not going all in? So I really just took the step to really go all in and hire a video editor, hire like people who are actually helping me build this channel up. Like literally just like a month or a month and a half ago, really. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, that's nice. I think if you have a supporting crew, so
Yeah,
basically for me, it's all me, right? So I just ask the audience, what do you want? 2 videos a week, fully edited, or a video every day without any edits?
yeah,
So just push out the content. We don't give a fuck about the edits. So that's what I do. But
facts.
lately, I've been getting some more attention, right? And people are saying like, oh man, the quality of your videos is so low. There's no intro, there's no outro, there's no edits.
Right.
I like, man, that's what you got to deal with. You deal with me, but that's also what appeals to a lot of people. No fancy edits, no fancy desk, just me in a white background talking about what we need to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have it.
I
You
agree
know,
with
those guys doing like a 2-minute intro just to
that's
get watch time.
no. I mean, the 2 minute intro
What the
thing is
fuck?
not a good idea. You got to get straight to the point, like get to the content. And
Yeah.
I agree with that though. Like I started doing edits and making my channel look more professional just because I wanted to, not because I had to.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of having like a show per se and like having that fancy look.
That's why you got me on your channel.
Right. Yeah, exactly. um, yeah, but it's definitely not something you need for gear. Like honestly, you just need a blue snowball mic, which is $50, and a little camera that I got well, I'm using it, but the camera I'm using is like $100, and the mic that I originally got was like $50. So anyone can start with, if you have $100 or $150 just to spend, you know, you can.
You can even use your webcam of
Yeah, you
your
can use your webcam,
your
like,
Mac or your laptop or whatever. But
yeah,
I think like no disrespect to anybody. Everybody can build their channel the way they want as long as you feel comfortable what you're doing. I
yeah,
think when I started, I already had the CPA success, right? So I bought this Blue Yeti mic. It was around $200. Then I bought this, what's it called? Like Spencer McCam recommended this
Logitech.
webcam.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's a Logitech
yeah, yeah.
C330 or something.
Like
It
it's
was
like
like $300.
something like
And
that.
then I have a pop filter, which is like $6. So around $500, $600 for my setup. I have an IKEA light behind it. And next week I'm going to get the light screens, you know, the
I have
big
these
ones. Yeah.
on right now, but
Oh, yeah. Like the big ones. Yeah. Oh, those look old school. Nah.
they're really nice, dude. They're
And
mad.
you know, the circle is nice as well when you talk straight into your
Yeah,
camera for like Instagram and shit.
yeah.
And that's basically what I think we should hook on next, because we have done the YouTube channel. It's quite interesting. But when it comes down to affiliate marketing, right, moving into the second segment, how would you lay out your strategy? Let's say you're starting out right now, or you can talk about what you do yourself. Let's do that first. What do you do?
Well, funny enough, I didn't start out as an affiliate marketer. I started out as a drop shipper. So that's how I got into like this world. Um,
Yeah.
I transitioned into affiliate marketing after I stopped drop shipping. And honestly, it's a bit different. I find that affiliate marketing is not harder to get into, but it's just harder to get the ball rolling, I think, especially if you're trying to do like passive income strategies, like promote ClickFunnels and different email autoresponders like Active Campaign. But what I would do is I would do YouTube. And the reason for that, I know we just talked all about YouTube, but the reason for
Yeah.
YouTube specifically is because it's evergreen. So all you have to do is make a piece of content one time and it lasts forever.
Yeah.
So for me, that's like amazing, because that means I could just make one piece of content and then have someone find it like 3 years later and still get paid for it, right? So I mean, yeah, I would just do YouTube personally.
Yeah. So what I noticed, just coming back to the affiliate programs like Active Campaign, like this promoting softwares, right? Like SaaS softwares. In that sense, what I feel like, and I think that's an opinion not a lot of people have, like, you know, all the affiliates from like the ClickFunnels Avengers group, the more bigger affiliates, I feel like they don't really run a company. It's all just them, right? It's not with a team. It's not like $1 million a month. It's like, oh, if it's 10K a month, you're balling.
Right. Right.
And in that sense, like, you know, I was with the ClickFunnels team a long time when I was promoting ClickFunnels before I went into CPA.
Mm-hmm.
But the relative revenue is so different. Obviously, CPA, the profit margins are lower, but it's about way different numbers.
Sure.
Would you say it's a different ball game, CPA related to normal affiliate marketing with
Yeah,
those programs?
100%. It's so different. It's so
All
different.
right. So what? Sorry, that's just something I wanted to ask. When it
Yeah.
comes down to your strategic affiliate marketing, basically master plan, what do you do to get sales?
Well, for me, I'm doing a bit different. Like, kind of going off what you said. Like, a lot of these people don't have a team. I'm building a team, so I'm trying to build a personal brand. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of equity in personal brand building. Just look around, look at any influencer or someone that's, you know, a big timer. They are the face, right? Like, they're the personal brand, and what they promote are the things that fall in line with the brand. So that's what I'm doing. I hired a Pinterest person to help with organic reach. I hired a social media manager. I hired a video editor. I'm hiring a blogger. So like, I'm literally really going all in with building my personal brand. And with that, once you build a personal brand and you build that sense of authority and someone that is knowledgeable, someone that has connections, it's just easier for you to promote things and easier for you to make sales, because people, they trust you, right?
So
Sales
would it? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say sales is nothing more than a trust relationship. Like, if someone doesn't trust you, they're not gonna buy anything from you.
I totally agree, and I think that's one part. Like CPA is time for money, basically effort for money. And I think with the audience, my global presence, it shifted into first. I was like, it has always been about money. I would lie that I would say I built the audience just to meet people. No, it was always about money. My business is solely focused on making money.
Yeah.
However, now my audience is only 3K. Can you imagine if it's like 100,000 people?
Right.
I feel like I don't need to sell anymore. People just like me. I feel like I'm talking with friends.
Yeah.
And if somebody talks shit, I just kick them from the group. Like there's so many other people you can follow. No need to talk shit. No need for negativity. And I always say, no disrespect, no bad karma. I still like you as a person. You might still be a good person, but if you don't like me, it's fine. Like, let's just agree to not get along. But no negativity, right? Because that's what really kills. I've seen big Facebook groups, just no engagement, no nothing, because there's a couple of people just talking shit the entire time. And why would you follow somebody if you're just going to talk shit?
Right.
So for my strategic plan, I mainly have the CPA game on one hand and the entire audience on the other hand. It's developing so fast. I put up the forum. It got like almost 100 members already. You're in because, I'm nice to you. And on that part right now, I'm looking into, I talked with a guy from iWorker.
Yeah. You got in contact
like the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, just getting like 2 VAs. I'm interviewing somebody later today to control the entire blogging and social media with those 2 VAs.
Nice.
You just hire like 3 people on board to dominate one entire site. Yeah. And I think the strategic plan of basically it's all big funnel, right? YouTube to Facebook, collecting emails there through the group convert. Then from Facebook to Instagram story. That's not really working yet. I got like 300 followers on my new account. But what I'm doing next in May is I'm running Insta story ads to the Facebook group, paid traffic.
Yeah.
Then, well, you know what I can do with Insta stories, right? So it will probably, as soon as I find the pattern, it will explode to like maybe 5,000 new members per week.
Right.
And that's just basically a funnel.
Yep.
So I think that's like super interesting that, people know they're going through a funnel, but you give so much value. Like all I do is give value all day. And then once in a while, I just ask the question, hey, you might like this. And half of the people don't buy, but the other half people buy, so I make a good amount of money.
Sure.
And that's something I think should be the main strategy if you want to build an audience, value first. And usually, what's the book called? Like Gary Vaynerchuk, Jab, Jab, Punch, or whatever?
I don't know. I've never read that one.
No? It's so famous.
No.
It's from like 2000 something, but 2014, I think, or earlier. But it's about the thank you economy. It's like that, right? Yeah. Just give so much value that as soon as you want to deliver something, they buy. So for my 3-step training, there's a free template download for ClickFunnels, right? If somebody downloads that funnel, they get on a $19 subscription per month, and I make, what is it, $7. It's like nothing.
Right. But if you have 1,000 people doing that.
But I have like over 100 people who are active on that funnel, and then I have people who have upgraded over that funnel to other premium packages. So it's all a long-term game, as you said, especially pushing out the videos. The Facebook group takes so much work. Banning spammers, people who are posting nudes. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's why I don't have a Facebook. I mean, I have a Facebook group, but that's why I'm not. It's just so much work, and I'm not.
It's so much work. Yeah. But when you see how lives can change, that's what I basically want to say. I'm not going to too deep on it because most people will be like, yeah, whatever, he's talking shit. Right. But, out of the 3,000 people, I think my training has been shared like across the internet. I have a comment on Warrior Forum, Black Hat Forum, people linking to my training. It's been taken 5,000 times.
Wow.
However, I only have let's say around 100 active ClickFunnels users.
Right.
Out of that percentage, maybe 10% is profitable. Can you imagine how small of, you know how it goes. You have your own course. People buy the course and don't even do it, don't even follow it, don't even complete it.
And they're done, yeah.
I'm like, what you're doing. I have some people in my mastermind right now paid 5,000 euros and they don't show up for their daily calls.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like you only have 30 trainings. After 30 trainings, you're on your own.
Right.
But I'm like, whatever, I already got the money. Yeah, well, I will be here every single day in this chat. But if they don't show up, It's not my problem.
Yeah, for sure.
And I heard yesterday that, you know what's funny? Because you're kind of a teacher as well, right? So a teacher can only be a teacher if there's a student, because else it's just a person talking.
Sure.
I was like, whoa, mind blown. That's actually so true.
That is so true.
It's crazy. Yeah, super random, but
No, it's
crazy.
true. It really is true.
So let's go back to the strategic plan. What do you do? Let's say on Instagram. Do you do anything on Instagram?
So right now, I just got started with Instagram, like building my my brand account. I wasn't I wasn't active at all, but I knew
So how
that
many followers do you have?
400 something.
Damn, you got more than me. All right, what's your handle so everybody can follow you?
Jelani the marketer. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Four,
Jelani the marketer on every single platform, right?
yeah. I rebranded everything, so it's like one. It's always.
Well, I heard from an anonymous source that you also go by Cool Boy J.
Dope Kid J.
Dope Kid J.
That's my before I got into the marketing world, I used to do music. So in college, I used to make house music, and I actually have like tracks signed, and I have like I think over like 500,000 plays on Spotify, and
Well, I used to be a SoundCloud link once, right?
Yeah.
Of your tracks.
I'm actually verified on Facebook too, which is funny, but I don't even use the page anymore. But I'm verified.
So what would also be funny to talk about, I would say, is that we met probably, I think, January 2018, right? Which at that point, I didn't have shit. And you were still working for ClickFunnels.
I was working at ClickFunnels.
Could you ever have imagined that things would change like they did for the both of us? You working with the top entrepreneurs in the world, basically having your own audience and having your own brand at the same time.
Yeah. No.
And then me, well, doing the shit I do, building businesses all around.
I don't, I mean, it's crazy. Like I stopped working there in January. So January 1st was my last day there, and it's only April, but I almost 5x'd my monthly income, which is
crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
For me, I quit in October, and at the time I was making very little, working 40 hours. If I would calculate back to my net profit per month, I probably 60 times my net profit over half a year.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
That's why I tell people, like, internet marketing is like the fastest way right now, if you know what you're doing and you know like who to talk to build wealth. Like, it's crazy.
So what would you say is the significant importance of a mentor?
I think that you need to find someone that aligns with what you're about. I don't have a mentor, but I listen.
No, but you have powerful friends, right? I mean, friends in high places.
I have powerful relationships, but I listen. Like, I think a lot of people don't really listen to what people are saying. And if you're able, I think you can find you can find a mentor in anyone, right? Like, anyone can be a mentor as long as you're listening to what they have to say. Every single person on this earth has something that you can learn from them, something that they know that you don't know. And I think that ego and the idea of that you're better than someone or that you know more than someone stops a lot of people from getting to these levels, right? Like even surpassing the levels that we're at, because they don't listen and they don't hear what people are saying to them.
True.
Even though I have these powerful relationships, I still listen very, very carefully to what they're saying, because I know that they are where I want to be, right? Like, they're making millions of dollars per year. So that's where I want to be. So I have to listen actively, right? So I think that as long as you find someone that aligns with what you're about and where you want to go, you're able to listen and you're able to be trained and you're able to be coached, then you can get there.
I completely agree. I had more of a handheld in the first, I would say, 8 months of my affiliate marketing career. But other than that, I think small masterminds, like groups of people, also you and me, going through the growth we went through together, separate.
Yes.
right? We did it together, but separate.
Yes.
We did our own thing.
All the time.
What I notice is that all successful entrepreneurs, especially in the startup phase, they have the same mindset. They share. That's why we got along so well from the beginning,
Right.
even when we didn't have shit,
Right.
because we were just aligned in a thought pattern of sacrifice to win and always good karma.
Sure. Absolutely.
So I had this guy from my mastermind today who messaged me like, hey, please don't be offended, but I have some feedback for the next mastermind because I feel like some things are not structured that well. And please don't get upset because it's your first mastermind. And all I said was, I think I said exactly like this. Any feedback is good feedback. All I want is to improve. But if you don't tell me, then you can never improve.
Right.
And he was so he had the idea that I would be offended. But that is, I would say, how 99% of the people would react, right? If it's not a good feeling to be criticized.
No, it's not.
But if you're open to it and you always accept it, because I always accept the feedback, even if I don't agree, because then I just think, thanks for the feedback, but your opinion is not valuable to me.
Right.
But I'm not gonna start a discussion because from that you can never win. There's nothing. You can only lose.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I ban all the trolls from my Facebook group. I ban all the YouTube people from the comments, because going into an argument as an authority, you can only lose.
Yeah.
And you could say like it's not a good thing to ban people from those platforms, but I always have the point of view that if you don't enjoy my content, don't watch it. There's so many other people to watch, right?
Yeah, 100%.